Ariana Grande's fans are upset at Chinese-Canadian singer Chris Wu for beating Ariana on the US iTunes chart. Ariana's song placed 4th on iTunes when it was released on November 3rd, while Chris placed number 1 on iTunes along with 6 other songs in the top 10. Furthermore, his song November Rain had sold 14 million times in less than 24 hours when it was released on November 2nd. This raised eyebrows because Chris has low streaming figures on Spotify. Fans concluded that Chris or his fans must have been using bots to manipulate the sales. One of Ariana's fans informed Scooter Braun, Ariana's manager, about the news, and on November 4th he replied, "He is using bots. They will handle and we are not worried. It's unfortunate, but you can't stop Ari. She is the real deal. If I was his management, I would stop using bots, as it only exposes them. Do it right, do it real, or thank you, next." Ari stans responded to this tweet by saying, "Drag him." About 2 hours later, Scooter backtracked and tweeted this. "I don't know Chris Wu, but I wish him nothing but the best. There's a fake tweet going around. I don't do negativity. That is all. Leaving this up for a min and then erasing with the drama. Thanks." Despite Scooter saying it was a fake tweet, many others stated otherwise. This may be because many people saw Ariana involved in the drama when she liked a tweet about Chris Wu and Scooter. The tweet says, "Chris Wu's songs dropping out the iTunes chart after the bots were handled. Scooter did what he had to do." With Ariana's liked tweets showing up in her fans' feed and bot rumors circulating, Ari stans were enraged. Many spread hateful and racist remarks towards Chris. They even started a new hashtag called Chris Who. Here are some of the tweets. "Chris Wu, what the are you doing? So when the is Chris Wu getting banned from iTunes? Chris who? We don't know her. No one's mad at the yellow sushi, but go off. Chris Wu, you and your bot fans. English please, thank you, next. Someone please end Chris Wu, this ugly rat used bots again." On November 6th, the public became even more suspicious when all of Chris's songs plummeted below the top 100 ranking on the iTunes chart. There were even claims of Chris's album being removed from the iTunes store, and others claimed iTunes was just frozen from the high number of sales. These rumors were answered on November 7th by Chris Wu's label, Universal Music Group China. They released an official statement that said, "Recently, on several big media platforms, many netizens, media outlets, and bloggers continuously post false claims of Universal Music Group's artist Mr. Chris Wu's new album being taken offline from iTunes, attracting a great amount of netizens' reposts and comments and causing an extremely negative impact toward Mr. Chris Wu and our company. Our company solemnly makes this statement." According to existing data and screen capture, Mr. Chris Wu's digital album and its singles are both on the charts and available for normal purchase. The chart's data results are true, legitimate, and not taken offline. Therefore, the internet claims and rumors of Chris Wu's new album taken offline from US iTunes are not the truth and considered libel. Regarding the spreading of untrue rumors, it is a violation against the laws and rights of protecting one's reputation and honor. Our company requests all those who have posted false news regarding Mr. Chris Wu must immediately delete it, stop spreading it, and take effective measures to ensure the false news will not spread any further. If the false news is not deleted and undone, our company will firmly take all legal measures against the malicious rumors until the end. Lastly, we thank everyone's support and trust towards Mr. Chris Wu. We hope that all netizens and media outlets will take the responsibility for themselves and others to not create and spread rumors. Protect and maintain a healthy and positive online environment together. Universal Music, November 7th, 2018. On the same day Universal posted their statement, Scooter Braun posted this lengthy message on Instagram. "Over the past few days, I've become aware of an artist named Chris Wu. Last night, we had an opportunity to connect and talk and show respect. We learned of each other since many rumors have come out about both of us in connection to his newest release. Chris is a great artist who on a global scale is a star. It was explained to he and I last night that because his release was held back in China for his birthday, his fans went and got the music any way they could, and that was US iTunes. Once the release in China took place, the fans had their access. He has never been removed from the charts on iTunes. That is false. I have never wished anything bad for Chris, nor any other artist, and those saying otherwise are wrong. Any fans of anyone I manage who are using this opportunity to spread any sort of division or racism are dead wrong, and I won't stand for it. The music community is international and no longer held by borders. Chris, happy birthday, and you showed yourself to be a global star. Glad we got to connect and speak and keep your head held high. This is just the first of many achievements for you. And for those using my name for false rumors, now you know exactly where I stand. Keep it positive. So to sum all that up, Chris's album was held back in China for his birthday on November 6th, but he had already released the album in America on iTunes on November 2nd. International fans knew of this early release, so they bought his songs on US iTunes via US VPNs. This explains the huge increase in sales from November 2nd to November 5th. Once his album released in China on November 6th, there's a noticeable drop in the US iTunes chart because international fans could now buy the song locally. The public still pressed iTunes and Billboard about how VPN use is unfair, so on November 8th, iTunes put Chris Wu's sales under review. The official statement from Billboard reads, Billboard and Nielsen Music are working closely to ensure both the accuracy and legitimacy of the sales volumes being reported for Chris Wu this week. We capture data from a number of sources, including streaming, radio, and retail, allowing us to validate the accuracy of sales and playback information, as well as identify anomalies. As we do with all reports when irregularities are noticed during the normal weekly validation process, we work closely with our partners to address the issue, which may result in excluding any irregular or excessive sales patterns prior to charts being finalized. And finally, on November 13th, Billboard revealed that Chris Wu's album debuted at number 100 on Billboard 200 Albums chart after some sales were deemed unverified. So what's the big issue? Well, there's several. Let's start with hypocrisy from Ariana stans. The VPN argument. Some Ariana stans argue it's unfair because it's international numbers versus local numbers, but other people were quick to call the stans out for being hypocritical and said they do the exact same thing. One person tweeted, I'm not an Ari stan or a Chris Wu stan, but the racism really reared its head with this recent iTunes drama. Now the arguments turn from he used bots to he used illegal VPNs. I guess people are only okay with international VPNs if they benefit white women? Okay, LMAO. Along with the tweet were screenshots of Ariana stans also encouraging VPNs to help Ariana win the MTV Video Music Awards. Here's what they said. Arianators, we need to speed up and vote harder. Here is an example on how to vote as many times as you want. International fans, download any VPN app and change your location to US to vote. You can change your VPN to vote for Ariana. Arianators, we can do it. Let's go. Arianators, please keep streaming #ThankYouNext. It has a very high chance to debut number 1 on Billboard Hot 100. If you're not living in the US, use VPN so that the streams will count on US charts. #StreamThankYouNext. Attention Arianators, we need to boost up YouTube's streaming views. So here's a little trick. Install .vpn and auto-refresh extensions to your Chrome. Turn VPN on and open up the YouTube link. Set auto-refresher to 1 minute. Do this for multiple tabs. So really, both fandoms are in the wrong here. If everyone really wanted to be fair, then international fans from both fandoms should be buying off their local iTunes store. This topic of VPNs opens an even deeper discussion about the music industry. From an ethical perspective, using multiple accounts to buy songs or boost views by streaming is unfair. It makes it harder for other artists to have a chance at the spotlight. The platform becomes a place where numbers, devoted fans and rich fans, matter more than quality. Another issue that needs to be addressed is the power celebrities have over their fans. Ariana knows very well how Twitter works. When you like a tweet, it shows up on your followers' feed. She knew the type of reach she has, and the message she was putting out when she liked this tweet. As I've mentioned before, psychologist Azadeh Alay reminds us that we are all, to a greater or lesser extent, being observed by others, and thus have the capacity to influence others' choices. Celebrities just have a much wider audience and spotlight for this, and thus it is both a responsibility and a privilege that should not be dismissed. While Ariana is not responsible for what her fans say, we can't deny the fact that she influenced their perception of Chris Wu. Many stans directed hate and racial slurs towards Chris. Her stans defamed Chris by starting the Chris Who campaign. It would have been much more mature if Ariana and Scooter handled the controversy professionally by simply informing iTunes and Billboard rather than spreading drama online. And this dives into another issue, how fandoms can be really toxic. I do want to say that fandoms are not a bad thing. It can be an amazing thing. People can meet other friends with common interests from the other side of the world. That's incredible. But there's a dark side too. Medical doctor and psychiatry professor Drew Ramsey says heavy fan engagement enters the danger zone because it moves beyond idle interest. He explains this danger zone as something that is supposed to be pleasurable and leisurely and replaced it with an intense involvement. It becomes toxic when fans become too involved to the point where they become aggressive and demanding. The online drama can get way out of hand because superfans spur on the drama and continuously drag the main parties into it. That doesn't excuse bad behavior from the celebrities, but beef gets overcooked way too fast when stans won't let things go. As Kathy Salmon says, fan violence is really an adult form of bullying. Overall, it does make sense that the charts should reflect US sales, but let's be honest, no one was really right in this mess. Every fandom has stans who use VPNs to show how devoted they are. It became an issue when fans spoke violently, tweeting out hate and racial slurs. This whole situation is a huge lesson that hate speech is never okay. No matter how devoted you are to whatever fandom you're in, you still have to respect others. Remember that truth will always prevail. iTunes has policies in effect that will ultimately solve the problem on its own. What are your thoughts on the music industry and devoted fans? Let me know in the comments below.